we won.
Yeah.
We had a big victory on Classics, so you know what? Take that, you bean counting scum at Blizzard. That's nice.
Ooh, brutal.
Yeah,
Brutal.
I mean, hey man, they do the greedy bullshit, and you know they do it aggressively, and I think we don't like that. But yes, we've had a little bit of a community win there, which is really nice. There is a whole bunch of news. Bunch of news, and we have some new things on the stream, courtesy of John.
Yes, we have. Let me see if I can drop a couple into chat here. A couple of emotes for channel members. He's outdone himself. And luckily for him, some of his outdoing himself was actually stuff we have from the guild Discord anyway. So there's
there you go. There's some salad for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a Bepis Max, the eggplant salad, clickbait, glasses, and more.
Yeah, there you go. There's a tasty wee clickbait ad.
Yep.
Oh, man. Yeah, so thank you, John, for the emojis. There was also channel badges, which are a little bit temp at the minute, but you should be seeing. You've got some... There's Marisov in there with the bronze. So, woohoo! Emotes! It's almost like live streaming is something where... yeah, it's almost like live streaming is something we're actually starting to do vaguely seriously.
Yeah, and it's... It comes with other upgrades as well, which I will quickly throw you over to this cam for a second. We have
yes.
We have decided to, instead of sort of haphazardly finding Wowhead pages on the fly, we thought, you know what? Let's put a little bit of effort in today. So we have some nice little Notion stuff that I can barely see, but we could actually make this. We could maybe make this public at some point in time. But
good, yeah. I think that's actually something we could do. Yeah, man. So. I'm thinking nobody is tossing the salad. I mean, if the salad was tossed, it would be ruined. You know, this is very carefully prepared delicacy.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe how long Michael spent growing that eggplant and prepping the salad.
Yeah, man, I had to toss that salad for hours to get it just right. It was really hard. Oh, I didn't even mean that one.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, you're a fiend.
Oh, dude.
You're a fiend.
Man, right. Let's get right into the news.
Okay, so we're starting with the obvious, the latest bit of news to hit, which is the character clone price update, which was, I don't want to say it was like really surprising to me, but it actually was. I was expecting them to die on this hill. I really wasn't expecting the move.
Yeah, like $35 is so much money, and $15 is so much less money than $35.
Yeah.
You know, it's the sort of thing where you would think, even if they were content to have like 70% of the sales, that they would be, you know, by having it at a higher price point, that they would be happy to do it that expensive, because that is generally how they do their services. And it is really funny because... in a way, if you actually go down to Blizzard's statement there...
Yeah, they talk about those?
So our original concept of the value of this service, which is largely based on how we price other optional items and services. Now, because they have cut down the price in this one in face of backlash, what that tells you is all of the paid character services in World of Warcraft are what we call a complete shameless fucking gouge of your money. That is entirely selling a problem. And like Blizzard generally are, I think, more expensive than other MMORPGs when it comes to this sort of thing.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I mean, the only point of comparison I have is when I recently looked at the... this isn't spoiling anything, but I recently looked at the price of the boosts for the skips for campaign in FF.
Oh, yeah.
And a level skip and a campaign skip comes out to like a decent amount of money. We're looking like 40 quid, like 36, 37 quid. But at the same time, it's like, it's not as bad as a boost feels in WoW. It's like there's a lot more stuff you're actually getting out of that, and their general prices are a lot lower across the board.
I think that's the bit
more
that works.
Stuff, but
the general service prices are a bit lower, and people, I think, are generally more content with the direction of the game. Yeah. Therefore, the FF people don't rebel. Even though, if Blizzard started to do what Final Fantasy XIV does in its store, I mean, it would be time for a riot.
Oh, 100%.
Because, I mean, hey, if they put paid swimsuits in World of Warcraft, I'm sure they'd make a lot of money. So, hey, Activision, there's an idea.
Yeah, I think it's kind of the same thing that they get away with Path of Exile. I played PoE for about maybe 28, 30 hours, blasting through the campaign with the new Ultimatum League. And I opened the shop and I was like, what the shit is going on here? It's like you open it and it's just bang. A coin is, I think, 200 coins is 20 quid. And
Yeah.
everything is priced around 20 quid or 30 quid for a full armor set that's purely cosmetic. And even the like stash tabs. So obviously if you play an RPG for a long time, you know your stash gets full.
When you get to selling inventory space in a game, that's, oh man.
Yeah, no,
It's a free game, in fairness. But.
Yeah, they have stashes that actually automatically do stuff and have specific things that you buy for like 20 quid. It's like 20. Oh, I can't remember how much it is for the currency tab, but currency takes up like the first of my entire tab, and you can just buy one that holds 5,000 of each item.
Yeah,
for money, and you're like, but the thing is, because I just play PoE for 30 hours for free, and it was pretty good. I'm like, you know what?
Yes.
If I wanted to continue playing this, I would, every month I'd maybe consider buying one
for free, unlike World of Warcraft, which is goddamn certainly not free. And we got a super from Mikolash here, which I probably bungled your name, sorry, who says the $35 was just there so they can say they listen to people a lot. And I've heard that comment a bunch. And, it's funny because it's like, what tier of evil scumbaggery are we dealing with here? Are we dealing with them, lying about a price gouge just to try to make us feel like we've got to win? And then like we'll be, oh, they're so nice. Blizzard, they went, they halved the price. So I guess I'll just buy 2 anyway. Were they doing that in some sort of 4D chess play? Or were they just trying to sell it for $35 because they thought they could get away with it? My personal view there is 100%, I think with very, very high conviction, that they actually did that thinking they could get away with $35. And that really, really was their intent.
Yeah, no, if you apply Occam's razor, it's the simplest. It's the most, it's like, if you try to think from that perspective, that is too big brain a play, I think, to go, oh, we'll do this and then pull it back. It was more that was an option on the table.
Well, I suppose it actually all could be true.
Yeah.
Because they could have done that and they internally could have had a contingency of, okay, if that doesn't work, we'll go to this price point. This is how we'll frame it. This is how it's a part of our messaging. Because ultimately, when all this shit goes down, they know that there was an angry video from a whole bunch of people, like, us, Zach, whatever. The Zach one, I don't know if it's nearly 1 million views, but it's some crazy amount of views. And I think they will also know then that, okay, so, 800,000 people watched that video. A whole bunch of them are probably really salty and angry. Oh, and now they all get the big win of seeing us change direction. Great. So, you can sort of see how a win for Blizz can be sort of grabbed from any of this. Yeah. I mean, for me, it is basically just still the problem of, there is... it's just coming in. I want to just read a little bit of what they said here where where is it? Yes, we want players who choose Classic Era Realms to feel as though their choice comes with the possibility that they'll be able to build relationships and guilds with people they can count on. So clearly the thing that they were worried about was, oh no, how can we run Classic and all the, when all the characters are just going to get cloned over so that half of my guild is, these bizarre zombie shade characters, right? They're never going to be touched. To which I say, if you truly thought that was a problem, you could solve that in so many other ways than a paid service. It's completely goddamn transparent. And it's the sort of thing where I mainly just say it because, of the people who will bring that out as reasoning for the gate as if, they're not able to think creatively of other solutions to this problem. And I think that's, a big difference, and it's probably what gets us into hot water with a lot of the, the corporate defense force. I think the corporate defense force, they take what they're given, and as long as it emotionally makes them feel happy enough, then, they basically struggle to understand, right? Whereas if your default perspective is not seeing things for how they are, instead seeing things for how they could be or perhaps should be, then you're going to start to think a lot more critically about these things. And that's what then leads to, news stories like this.
Yeah, it's that funny thing about, like you're saying, just not thinking about what could be better. It's always assuming that Blizzard have your interest in heart, or they're not actually trying to gouge the shit out of you with everything they do. Yeah. It's they could always be doing better. Much like you as a person could probably be doing better a lot of things. And everyone could be doing everything better, and that absolutely applies to Blizzard. There's no reason for them to be just like this, I guess. So much of the time. Yeah, pretty much. And I think it's just whenever there's people's finances involved and whenever Blizzard
really tries to lean on its community in a way that's totally just coasting off shit that it earned way in the past and doesn't really do a good job of maintaining anymore, but sort of thinks it's like Blizzard institutionally thinks it just deserves everybody to lick up whatever they put out. And yeah, that's why when stuff like this happens, I think it's important that the community, it's like a two-sided relationship or whatever. I think it's really important that the community actually has boundaries and actually talks about, it's just that thing of, it doesn't affect me. That is such a it's just a shit defense. And it is one that you constantly see from the goddamn sycophants who, you would think that Blizzard had a gun to their mother's head or something with some, the degree to which some people go like full defense mode of this stuff. And it's just kind of baffling to me. I mean, honestly, those people piss me off quite a bit more than the Blizzard stuff, because of the Blizzard stuff, it's a thing for me. I used to see Blizzard as like, this big, really cool company, but not really like a, standard corporate entity. Now I just see Blizzard as a corporate entity. So it's like, oh, is that just a big publicly traded company doing big publicly traded company shit? Oh, well, you know what? Fine, whatever. They're going to do that. I'm going to maybe say my opinion on it, whatever, but it doesn't make you irrationally pissed off because you know why it's happening. But the bit that gets me is if like Facebook or Amazon or like any other big tech company was to act in that manner, the audience would be like, hello? No, thank you. Whereas Blizzard still tries to do that scummy stuff and be like, oh, it's okay though. We have a parasocial relationship with our paid customers. Which, I think that's just like a weird abuse of power that I do not like. And also, I mean, Blizzard, they did make loot boxes explode. It's kind of hard to forgive them for that.
That's one of the things I find really enjoyable, is just thinking, oh yeah, loot boxes are pretty bad every time it's brought. I'm like, what was the source? I mean, you go far back for DLC, you're like, okay, we've got the horse armor, you've got, the root of loot boxes being somewhere a million years ago with just trading card game packs. But Overwatch was really just like, that's the like the spark for that wrecked us for the past 4.5 or so years. It's brutal to think that EA has about half their revenue to thank for Overwatch.
Yeah. Oh, the amount of money they make from FIFA Ultimate Team. But I think like FIFA Ultimate Team packs were like a bit before that.
Yeah.
I mean, then hey, there's also Hearthstone, which is pay to win.
Oh yeah, of course.
So there's
of course. Remember our segment from last week about, I think it was someone suggested they'd put the TCG rewards in Hearthstone.
That would be so goddamn funny.
Oh,
brilliant. It's I don't know. CCGs versus TCGs, discussion for another day. I can certainly see monetization-wise why you do Hearthstone the way that they do. And I think in fairness, they have tried to make Hearthstone more reasonable lately. I don't know if it's been successful or not, but I think it got to the stage where even on Hearthstone, they were like, right, this is clearly an issue for our players and it's like damaging the meta in the game, so let's shift away.
Yeah.
But it's a discussion for another day.